What's going on, guys? It's Lorcana Bro with some Amber Steel gameplay from this weekend's Thea Beasty Revenge of the 5th tournament. I managed to make the top 16 cut in this event playing Amber Steel. I recorded my Swiss matches, and if you haven't checked that video out already, you can find the link below. After the Swiss, I finished in 12th seed, which meant I was on the draw for all of our matches of the top 16. Let's get into the top cut gameplay, and as always, like and subscribe as that really helps out the channel. And also, if you're looking to improve your Amber Steel gameplay, I've recently started coaching, and if you're potentially interested in that service, feel free to reach out to me on Discord at LorcanaBro. Alright guys, this is the top 16 of the Thea Beasty 5K, Revenge of the 5th. We're playing against the Mirror, and we're the lower seed, so we're on the draw. The Mirror is really tough on the draw. I'm probably just going to keep the Queen for a potential shift and a bare necessities to try and get a whole new world and get rid of everything else. Okay, so if they lead Queen or Cinderella, I probably won't play the one drop. But if they lead Robin Hood, I will play the one drop. And they did. Worst thing here is if they play turn 2 Mr. Smee, because then I can't shift and shoot the Robin Hood. Or I can, but they will trade with the Mr. Smee. I'll probably still have to do that just to deny the shift line. Yeah, we just have to deny this shift line. I'm hoping they don't have an aerial here. Yep, so they probably have some Robin Hoods in their hand. I mean, there's no reason to take another one. And this order, the order of none of these cards are relevant to stack. I mean, I guess we should put the whole new world just in case, like, there's a way we can deck them. Okay. Oh, that's rough. We're just going to ink this and hope that we can draw an inkable to get to the Robin Hood. They definitely have a Robin Hood since that's what they were shifting for. We really need an ink so we don't have to ink one of our Robin Hoods. Oh, we have to ink one of our Robin Hoods. Okay, we can hit that at the very least. I'm gonna go ahead and keep inking as well. And I'm not gonna whole new world yet. I want to be the one to have that initiative, so I want to have the ink. Okay, that doesn't matter unless they have a second one. So, flute doesn't really matter in this matchup. Part of me I don't really want to play it, but I guess we will. And we're just gonna play another Robin Hood, and the thing is, Benja's, like, they have flutes. So Benja might be good. Bare Necessities is also good. This is not particularly good right now. It can deal 4 next turn. I think we're gonna ink this and just play another Robin Hood. And try and set up for like a Grab Your Sword plus a Zeus Bolt to hopefully clean up their board. Okay, they had a Zeus Bolt. Gonna definitely lead Ariel here. We don't hit anything. These are really good cards, so it's unfortunate that these are all going to the bottom. There's ultimately no difference. If they play a big Cinderella here, that will definitely be scary for us. Oh, they took my whole new world, which is pretty brutal. Okay, Benja is not too bad. Just depends on what the rest of their hand is. Okay, they have... Deal 2 damage to my Ariel, that's sure. They know about this. So it's very unlikely that their last card is a song. So I think what we're actually going to do is just ink that and play the Benja and get on board as much as we can. Alright, this means it's probably like a Let the Storm Rage On, which is brutal. Yeah, well, it wasn't their last card, that was the card they drew for the turn. And they had it was a flute, so like we could have hit, but that's not a big deal. Now we're kind of both just playing off the top. See whose top decks are better. Think Robin Hood play big Cinderella? No. Honestly, I think I just jam. I can wait a turn. I think we just jam. try and put as much pressure on them as possible here. Try and steal game one. I'm guessing this card is a whole new world and they just don't want to play it. Or it could be Criminal Mind. They're playing 2 copies of Criminal Mind. It's open deck list and they just have no targets. I'm guessing this card is Whole New World or Criminal Mind. Sure. They need to draw something because this, I guess, they can't even play the Grab Your Swords now. Alright, we got game 1 on the draw. I think that really came down to that turn 2 play where we cut off their shift line in exchange for their SME, and that kind of slowed them down enough where we were able to, you know, establish some footing in the game. This hand is really bad. I'm probably just going to keep the Robin Hood and the Bare Necessities. We're looking for a shift line. But the thing about being on the draw is if they lead like Cinderella, we can't do anything on turn 1. Okay, this hand just sucks. So we have to hope that these Bare Necessities can just kind of slow them down enough that we can get to these 4 and 5 drops. They're going for a fast start. We're gonna just ink the 1 drop and probably just go for like double Bare Necessities. Okay. So they're short on ink right now. So if we take the Raging Fire, they have no ink for the aerial except for what they draw. And then on the next turn, we can take the Whole New World. So I'm going to go with this line. Okay, they drew an ink, so they get to play the aerial. Alright, they reveal another Raging Fire, which is nice removal for sure. But we just have to take the Whole New World now. And ink and like maybe get to Grab Your Swords on turn 5. I don't know. This hand looks pretty bad still. Alright, they're keeping Raging Fire Storm Rage on because that deals collectively 5 damage. Alright, we're just gonna ink Rapunzel here and play a Flute. And really just pray that we can get to a Grab Your Swords. Oh, that's pretty good. Now this Grab Your Swords is looking a lot worse. So now we'll probably just play Robin Hood. And really unfortunate, again, we've got to ink our Robin Hood to play. It's such a powerful card in the matchup. This one's pretty open and shut. I don't think we can come back from this situation. If they have a single character, so if I were them, I would Aerial, Storm Rage on the Robin Hood for 2 damage, draw a card. If either the card you drew or the next one is a character, you can play it and deal the remaining 4 damage to finish this off. From there, it's just definitely game over. Okay, with a Sleepy's Flute, and it's not a character, it's not an additional character, it's a shift, so they can only deal 3 here. It's super unfortunate, but I think we've got to take this queen out. Even though that means they are going to be able to finish off my Robin Hood. So they can deal attack for 3, and then use the Storm Rage on to deal an additional 2 to finish it off. Okay, so they missequenced here. If they had attacked first with the Robin Hood, I guess they want 2 lore, but they're giving me a card. I think giving me a card, I'd rather them get 2 lore and take a card. Oh, that's not the card I want, but... Basically, because they're at 15, like, we can never play either of these cards. Giving them a fresh hand with 2 flutes is a death sentence. So we're both playing off the top. I functionally have 0 cards in my hand, and they also do. That sucks that we probably have to ink it. I mean, we don't have to ink it. There's nothing at 6 that's meaningful. I get the only issue is if they play a whole new world. Yeah, it's really strong for them. It's not going to cut it. Okay, we need to find... We found the song we would have needed, but it's too expensive to actually cast. So, and like if I could take this and deal 2 to the queen, doesn't just doesn't do anything. Yeah, they got us. This hand is garbage. I'm probably just digging for a little Robin Hood or an Ariel, so I'm just gonna get rid of everything. Maybe, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of everything. There's a little Robin Hood and an Ariel. Okay, so we have a nice backup plan too. I'm gonna keep the bare necessities as if I draw an ink, I can play this next turn to just like stop them from if they go turn 1 Cinderella or something. If we don't draw an ink next turn, we probably just have to ink this. We're definitely just going to bare necessities here. They have shift whole new world. And they also have shift bare necessities. I think I have to take the whole new world because if they shift whole new world, then I can't shift Robin Hood anymore. But if they shift bare necessities, I can shift Robin Hood and attack their queen. So we're going to take the whole new world. And pass. It's going to be tough because they have a lot more cards than us. And if they take my whole new world, and I would need to draw ink so I don't have to ink the Ariel. Okay, they inked the Cinderella. Are they going to sing the bear? They're not. Alright, now we're just going to shift and play Along Came Zeus. And now, even if they spend their turn playing the Bare Necessities to take the whole new world, we have the follow-up Ariel, and they would be not committing anything to the board. Yep, they have to do it. That's an incredible draw off this Ariel, because it stops the Robin Hood shift that we know is in their hand. So we know their hand is Ariel and Robin Hood. I'm going to ink the Robin Hood to try and set up a situation to draw an ink and play the Queen. They're going to ink that. They have a Robin Hood and a mystery card. Okay, well, we're just going to Whole New World now. Okay, we don't have an answer to their Ariel. But I think that's okay. We can just play another Robin Hood and establish some board dominance. Try and set up a situation where we can Rapunzel next turn, maybe. Okay, so we are able to draw 2 off this Rapunzel and gain 2 lore as well. Definitely going to do that. Okay, here we have a couple options. We can Bare Necessities, or can just continue to play to the board. I like playing to the board here. I mean, we could still Bare Necessities. I don't think it's necessary. I just want to put the lore pressure on them. We could always like Bare Necessities next turn. And they concede the match. We got it. We're going on to the top 8. All right, we're up against the Rat, who's on green steel discard. We have a pretty nice start. I'm going to get rid of these songs. I'm going to keep the Bare Necessities as ink probably and just get rid of these other songs to play around turn 2 Ursula. We have a 1, 2, 3, so we have a pretty nice start. Maybe we're supposed to get rid of this Robin Hood. I'm just going to try it like this. Generally, my approach in this matchup is to just try and reduce the amount of songs in our opening hand to play around Ursula. In this case, we're not going to be able to play around it because even if we ink this Bare Necessities, which we definitely will, because we're not singing on turn 2, I'm just going to play the Queen instead because it can attack better, and if they play Mr. Smee and attack back, it's a trade. They will get to play the Ursula and tag our strength, but we have like a pretty nice hand for follow-up. Okay, they're just going to Baboom, which is fine. We can play Mr. Smee now. I'll ink that Queen. Well, so can ink the Strength of the Raging Fire. play Mr. Smee. Or we can ink the queen and continue to... Like, holding this in our hand is a liability. We won't be able to sing it with Smee. It'll only deal 1 damage. But this card is pretty dead in this matchup. Or, I mean, it's dead right now. And if they play turn 3 Ursula, I mean, we really have no answer to that currently. I'm just going to play the Smee. I mean, I'm going to play the Smee, but I think I'm just going to ink that expensive card. There's another option to actually just play Cinderella on this turn. And if we draw a 1-drop, we can play Smee and the 1-drop and play Strength of a Raging Fire to shoot the 3-drop Ursula that's potentially coming down here. I think that's just a little too narrow, though. Okay, it's just a Benjo. That's great for us, actually. Here, an Inca Cinderella. Play an Aerial, see what we find. Probably just taking the Whole New World here. And we'll discard the Bare Necessities. And see what they're able to do on their turn 4. It's pretty good. That's a pretty good clean answer there. It's going to be really tough to determine what I'm supposed to do on this turn. Like, every turn that I don't Whole New World, they can Ursula, right? Okay, so they're just trying to deny the Whole New World and get to their 5 drops. We have another Aerial for this turn. Failed to find sucks, obviously. The order of these particular cards don't really matter. And I think we're going to ink this Strength because we'd love to get this Robin Hood next turn. I'm assuming they're going to play a Sad Beast here. We really need ink. If we don't draw ink, we probably just have to Whole New World. Okay, that's scary. So, hope it's just a Sad Beast, yeah. So ideally, we're just going to be able to draw an ink. Okay, well, we can double grab. I don't know if that's good. We'll lose our Aerial. Alternatively, we can ink this in Whole New World. I don't really like that. And I think what we're actually just going to do is ink this and hardcast the grab to stop the card draw. They can take the song, but we have another grab at the very least. And now we're kind of both playing off the top. They do have a much better board position. Like, drawing an ink there to play Robin Hood would put us in a much stronger spot. Yep, I actually think that's correct because they just, yeah, well, now it's super correct because this is just really good for them now, especially if I spend my entire turn hardcasting it. Alright, and that's, unfortunately, this is going to be game over. There's just absolutely no way we're going to be able to come back from this. We've lost both of our grab your swords already, so we actually have like no way to deal with this board. We're just going to go to next game. There's nothing we can do there. We had a really nice curve and double aerials. They just had like the removal for everything. Alright, I think with this hand we're actually just going to do something like this and try and leverage these Rapunzels. We need more ink. Okay, one drop is good. Aerial's great. We do have to be mindful of the turn 2 Ursula taking this whole new world, so like I really would prefer not to ink these Rapunzels. Drawing an inkable here would be really nice so that we can play the turn 2 Smee. Unfortunately, well, we could ink the Smee and just play a Sleepy's Flute instead. I don't think that's good though. We just have to hope that we can draw an inkable next turn so we don't have to ink our other aerial. I mean, ink our other Rapunzel to play the aerial. Okay, there's the Smee. Alright, we drew another Rapunzel, which is inkable, but not the card we wanted to ink. I think we're actually just gonna clear the Smee, clear the Captain Hook, and quest with the Smee, and now they can either trade or clear our Cinderella. If they just go for a trade here, we have this grab your swords. If we draw an inkable for the Rapunzel, we're going to clear. This was a bit, we had to do it, but now if they do clear our aerial with like a Long Came Zeus, we don't have a way to sing this. Okay, they're just spending the turn. So we were able to deploy our 2 flutes here and sing a whole new world now. It's really nice. We have a lot of Robin Hoods, which is really nice. These cards are incredible in this matchup. Probably play Ursula 2-drop, take the grab your swords, draw a card. At this point, we're just turning our character sideways. That's what this game is all about now. Just forcing them to attack into us. They can discard and draw. That's not what the game is about anymore. Okay, I guess bouncing, yeah, that makes sense. It's a 2-quester. If they quest though, I can attack and draw a card. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense for them to do that. We can go +5. Okay, so we actually gain 2 lore, gain 1 lore by doing this. I don't care about them attacking my hand. I care about them clearing my board. So we sacrificed 1 lore there for 2. Quest, quest, quest. Now we have to invalidate their discard, so we want to actually play as many things as possible. 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we can only play 2 things, so we're just gonna play our 2 best things here. And they'll only draw 1 card off the sudden chill. It's the downside of being the lower seed in the top 16. We're going to be on the draw the whole way through. Okay, a nice start. Honestly, I think we just keep it exactly as it is. Like, we have guaranteed ink. We don't want to have too many songs. This song is just worth keeping because it's so good on turn 2. I think we're just keeping it exactly as it is. Like, you don't, against this matchup, it's really important not to fall for the trap of like, oh, I'm going to get a shift into a whole new world and then I'll be really far ahead, because if they take the whole new world, you've spent all your resources going for this shift line and now you're left with no cards. So you really want to mulligan for a slower hand that has a lot more staying power in the matchup. If they play Smee here, I'm just going to shoot it and draw a card. Okay, this looks like an Ursula. We're very far away from this, but I'm going to hold it for a little bit. We might just have to ink it next turn to play the aerial. Here, I think we have a free quest. And now, basically, if they play Ursula 3-drop, we have to find Storm. We've had to play a character on turn 2, so we can play turn 3 Aerial, find Storm Rage on, have 3 characters in play, and shoot the Ursula. That's like our only hope right now. There it is. So we know what we have to do. Just the question is, can we do it? If we can't, we very likely lose the entire game. I think we have to say, as good as this is, like, we'd either have to ink this Robin Hood or this Cinderella. I think we're going to have to ink the Cinderella. And here we go, 4 cards. Oh, no. They were all very good cards, too. Yeah, they're just going to clear our board now. Like, double Storm Rage on. We could have found we could have either found Raging Fire or the Bare Necessities. We had 7 outs in our deck. Like, so we were statistically pretty likely to hit something there, and we hit nothing. And I think that's honestly going to be game. I think if we hit, we win this game, and if we miss, we lose this game. But, I mean, the important thing is we set ourselves up to have the counter for exactly what they were going to do. It just didn't work out in our favor. A double discard. That's really powerful as well. Or potentially triple discard, I don't even know. Like they can sing, if they have double sudden chill, they can sing, and then we have nothing left. Alright, they're just clearing 2 characters, which that makes a ton of sense. Now we'd have to draw Shift Queen to be able to attack it. Really unfortunate with that aerial. Our only other out, actually it's not even an out because they got our singer. I think we actually have to here attack, play Rapunzel, draw a card, and set ourselves up for a singer. The question is, what are we inking, the Ariel or the Rapunzel, which can potentially set us up for more cards next turn. It's also possible it's just Aerial Pass. If they just have another removal spell, though, they get us again, and this Rapunzel is just harder to clear. Maybe it's the Robin Hood. No, I think I'm overvaluing this Rapunzel. Draw a card, increase our board position, and I mean, they just get to pop off on Ursula again. Oh no, they're gonna draw 4. It sucks, but the game really came down to us missing on that aerial. Like, if we cleared this Ursula, we easily win this game. We gotta attack, play aerial, maybe find a hole. Okay, they had the triple sudden chill. All right, they got us. I'm not going to play it out. GG's. That's going to be it for today, guys. We finished in the top 8, winning $300. Definitely a nice finish. Keep questing. I'll see you next time.